You're listening to the Productive Therapist Podcast, the world's greatest and most brilliant resource for busy therapists who'd rather be laying on a beach in Hawaii. Each episode is packed with simple tips and inspiring insights from the Productive Therapist team to help you grow your practice and have fun doing it. So without further ado, let's help you get more done and have more fun.
Hello, and welcome back to the Productive Therapist Podcast. My name is Uriah. I'm the head nerd here at Productive Therapist, and I'm thrilled that you're listening. So if you are looking for support services for your private practice, anything from a bookkeeper to an insurance biller to a virtual assistant and more, you should definitely check out our directory. At productivetherapistdirectory.com, you can find a ton of support services for therapists just like you. Now, in this episode, I want to share one of the businesses from the directory, and the following episodes will share other businesses as well. And if this sounds a little bit different to you, it's because I recorded these podcast episodes asynchronously. Basically, I recorded my questions separately, and they recorded their answers separately. I did this because it's kind of a fun way to record a podcast episode, and also, to be honest, it allows me to work less over the summer and do more fun things. In any case, I hope you enjoy these episodes, and you can check out the directory again at productivetherapistdirectory.com. Enjoy. Hi there. Thanks so much for being on the podcast. Can you tell me a little bit about your business and the specific challenges that you solve for therapists?
Yeah, so my business is Navigator Bookkeeping, and what we're all about is helping therapists find their financial story. So what that means is being able to understand the past couple months, the past years, where you are currently financially, and then thinking through what's going to happen in the future. What can we forecast? What can we plan for? So we help therapists with the bookkeeping, but really we're doing the bookkeeping only so that we have really good data to find that financial story and to confidently make decisions in your practice on the financial side, on the strategic side. And with that, we jump a lot into things like clinician pay and pay structures, how to set aside money for taxes, profit first, cash flow, and just getting a good handle on your expenses. What are we spending? Is that normal? Is that comparable to other practices like us? Where are we doing really well compared to some other practices? Where do we maybe need to improve? That's what we're trying to get into, to really give all that data, arm you with that data so that you can confidently make those decisions in the business and juggle everything else that you're already juggling. Will at least help you get the finances taken care of and feel confident on that side.
What's the most common mistake you see therapists making, and how do you help them avoid it?
I'd say the most common mistake we see would be just not utilizing the financials that you have. A lot of therapists are afraid of the financials, or maybe they feel some guilt on the financial side. Maybe there's some student debt. Maybe they feel like they don't know enough, or they're not as savvy in an Excel spreadsheet as they feel like they should be, or they've seen other therapists be. And because of that, sometimes that makes therapists step away from the financial side and make gut decisions, make bank balance decisions, but really not take a look at the financials, not have any sort of rhythm of regularly looking at the finances and using those to help make decisions. So, I could talk about a lot of things, whether those are bookkeeping mistakes, QuickBooks mistakes, tax payment mistakes. But really, I think it comes down to not feeling confident enough or not feeling comfortable enough with the finances to spend time in their monthly. I would say you want to be spending some time in their monthly. It can even be 15 minutes, but take a look at that profit and loss, look through the statement of cash flows, and talk through it with someone else to get kind of an outside perspective on your business so that you can have a nice, it doesn't have to be a super deep analytical conversation, but just a conversation saying, hey, this is where we're doing really well. This is maybe where we want to improve. And these are the steps we can take next. I can't tell you how many times I've talked to therapists where they thought the month they just had was terrible. And then we looked at the numbers and it actually was pretty good. And they're like, oh, wow, I feel way different and way better now. And I love that. And that's what looking at the financials can do.
What's one simple thing a therapist could implement this week that would make a real difference in their practice?
I think I'll piggyback with my last answer on this one. One simple thing you can do this week is just start looking at your financials. Now, if you don't have updated financials, if your bookkeeping's behind or you don't have bookkeeping, that's okay. Just putting together some sort of simple dashboard for yourself. And dashboard can be an intense term. So all I mean is on a Word document or a spreadsheet, just start tracking weekly the things that are important to you and to your business. So that could be things like the amount of visits that you did. It could be the cash received in the account this week. It could be the amount of therapists that you have in the practice. It could be the amount of outreaches you did to networking partners. It could be, what you paid out how you pay down credit card debt. It could be really anything that's important to you, but just starting to track the important things can be a really helpful and simple step. And again, you don't have to be tracking like intense KPIs, intense ratios, anything like that. There's a place for that, and that can be really helpful. But just starting to track, visits, cash received, what did we pay in expenses this month? What went out of the bank versus what came in? That can be really, really helpful. And like I said in my last answer, I think looking at the financials monthly is a really simple thing and really helpful thing to do as well, especially if you can do it with an outside person who can give you another perspective on the business. But just put together a really simple dashboard or scorecard, however you want to think about it. Start tracking some of those things that are important, and just build up from there. You don't have to start and be an expert, CFO, CEO right away. Just start tracking the simple things and then build it out over time to find what's really helpful to you and what's useful to you as you run the business.
For therapists who are hesitant about investing in the kind of solutions that you provide, what would you want them to know?
Yeah, the first thing I always say is, I totally get it. Investing in outsourced bookkeeping and consulting can really feel like a big step. Number one, trusting someone else with your numbers. But number two, maybe you've been doing your bookkeeping yourself, or maybe a family member or friend has been doing it for free. All of a sudden paying, hundreds of dollars for that can be kind of a shock. But what I'd say is you're probably pretty easily going to make back that investment, both in financial confidence and emotional well-being. Moving yourself from a place of financial stress to financial confidence is huge. Just the amount of time you no longer will need to be worrying about the finances in the same way. The amount of time that you can just ask a team like ours for an answer instead of having to like a Google search it or research it yourself. Huge time and just headspace savings. But also there's many times where we're able to also save clients actual dollars, right? Where we find a subscription that shouldn't actually be getting charged and it's gotten charged multiple times. Or just saying, hey, you're paying way too much for payroll. Do you want to look at this option instead? And being able to get you onto a cheaper option with a cheaper vendor, something like that. So there's a lot of actual dollar savings as well, which definitely come in and can make up for that investment. But really, I always think of it from the point of view, like I said earlier, right, is like it's going to free up your headspace. It's going to give you confidence that wasn't there before. And confidence and lack of stress are things that money oftentimes can't buy. It's hard to get to those places. This is something that where money can help buy those pieces. Plus just the opportunity cost of being able to talk with experts every month about things like pay structures, cash flow, and make decisions that you otherwise wouldn't have made that can lead to more profitability for the practice. So we oftentimes, our goal here, not oftentimes, but always, is to get practices to a place of increased profitability, and this can do that.
Thanks so much for sharing about your business. Where can listeners find out more about your services and connect with you?
Yeah, our website is probably the best place to start. That's navigatorbookkeeping.us. But I also really love our YouTube channel. We've put together a set of videos, some bookkeeping, some clinician pay, some cash flow, some profit first. Really nice resources that are specifically for therapists as they think through the financial side. So definitely check out that YouTube channel too, to kind of see like, hey, what do you do? What does all that look like? I have some longer sessions on there too from when I've spoke at different events. So you can watch those, but that's going to give you a ton of free value. And then, the website's going to give you kind of all the basics, the information, everything you need to know. I'm relatively active on LinkedIn too. So, check me out on LinkedIn, Nate Hendrikse. And if you ever have questions or you want to chat about anything, private practice, therapist compensation, just shoot me a message. I'm always happy to talk and help you think through any of those pieces.
That's it for today. Thanks so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and hit the subscribe button to make sure you never miss an episode. If you're looking for more personalized help, you can reach us through productivetherapist.com. Thanks so much for listening. We are Productive Therapist, and this is the podcast that helps therapists get more done and have more fun.